Alright folks, welcome to another stream and welcome to Know Thy Enemy, and what you're seeing right up there, that is exactly how I feel. You monster! Please no Heliod, exactly. And that is exactly why I will be playing some Heliod today. Cause it's Know Thy Enemy. I'm not gonna be playing Tron and Know Thy Enemy. Tron is my friend. So yeah, this is what I think is the most egregious thing going on in Modern right now. I think this is the best deck. It can win out of situations that honestly it should not be able to win, because a single collected company can just find you a Spike Feeder and a Heliod, and cool, you win the vast majority of matchups. So I think this deck is an absolute problem. I think that when we go back to Paper Magic, something will need to be done about this deck, because I think it does too little. It does too much for too little, which is the main problem with the deck. It can win out of situations where, and it requires answers that are not reasonable. Basically, like you cannot realistically expect people to be playing Dayside and Mystic Repeal in order to deal with Heliod. It's just, those cards are just too bad, and they're too narrow only to deal with this stupid indestructible thing. I think this deck is a problem. I think that when we go back to Paper Magic, it's not going to take too long before this deck becomes problematic and we start to see tournaments that are, like 20+% Heliod decks. Because in my opinion is just a little bit too good. So unless something very strange happens with Modern Horizons, which honestly it looks like the complete opposite is about to happen, because I think that Sanctum Prelate is a shoo-in for this deck. I think it can potentially be really, really, really good for this deck. So I am expecting to that something will need to be done about this deck eventually. But let's go over it real quick. So this deck is called White Heliod because the deck is based around a Heliod Sun Crown, which, thanks to the whenever you gain a life, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature or enchantment clause. It combos with Spike Feeder. You can gain 2 life, you put a counter on the Spike Feeder, then you use that counter to gain 2 more life, and just it's a 2-card combo that gains infinite life. Of course, Collected Company can find both pieces of the combo, so you can just cast one Collected Company, and if you're a little bit of a luck sack, you can just win on the spot against most decks that cannot beat infinite life. We also have other combos as well. For example, Conclave Mentor plus Spike Feeder plus Heliod means that all your creatures can be arbitrarily large, because for every time that you gain life, you're putting 2 counters on the Spike Feeder, so it starts to grow. Then once you grow the Spike Feeder, you can move those counters around. You can put the counters on the Mentor. You can turn your Arboleth into a 15-15, 20-20, whatever you need. It also plays Aurok Champion, which combos really, really well with something like Ballista. So if you have Heliod, you can play your Ballista for X equals 1. It's going to trigger your Aurok Champion. Boom. Like now your Ballista is a 2/2. All you need to do is you need to pay 1 and a white to give the Ballista lifelink. Infinite damage. Done. You win on the spot. Cool. If you have a Conclave Mentor instead of Aurok Champion, same thing. 2 mana. Play your Ballista. It takes 1 more counter. Activate Heliod. Boom. You win. Ranger Captain of Eos protects the combo and finds the pieces of the combo, so it can find your Walking Ballista, it can find your Arboleth, and even in post-Harbor the games, it can find your Burrenturd Forge Tender and your Giant Killer. So we have a little tiny bit of a toolbox. And then if your opponent, let's say that your opponent is smart, okay? Let's say that your opponent is smart, they're playing Amulet, they're playing Karn the Great Creator, and they go and get a Piety Needle. You just laugh in their faces, and you Skyclay Operation the Piety Needle, and you combo them off anyway. Or you Skyclay Operation the Karn if you don't care about the Piety Needle, and just kill them with the other part of the combo. It's great. It's absolutely amazing. So yeah, I think this deck is extremely, extremely, extremely good. I think it is the best deck in the format. The only other contender could potentially be the Blue-Red Prowess deck. That's the only deck that I could see on a similar tier than this deck, but I feel like this one is the best deck in the format. It has very, very few matchups. Those few matchups are usually decks that do not care about gaining infinite life, and those decks are stuff like Tron, for example. That's what we're packing, the full 4 copies of Damping Sphere in the sideboard. Tron, or the control deck, so we're packing 4 Veil of Summers in the sideboard. The control decks win by using ultimates for Jason My Sculptor or Teferi Hero of Dominaria. And Tron, well, they just mill you with Ulamog, or they can't create or restart the game. So can't liberate it, sorry, restart the game. So they have multiple ways of beating the infinite life. So decks that don't care about the life aspect of the combo are going to usually be bad matchups, and then the ones that do care about it, they're very, very close to buys. Like stuff like Dead Shadow, for example, you're just playing 3 main deck Orange champions. And then you have the 4th one in this side where like this Shadow matchup is a little bit of a joke, honestly. Sometimes the Prowess deck, the Prowess decks, sorry, can race you, but even still, like when you're playing 4 Orange champions and even a Burn to Fortune in Cyborg, it's just so tough, man. Like this deck has so many great tools. Also your mana, right? Like you have the Utopia Sprawl Arbor Elf engine, so you can make... I have lost to this deck on turn 2. My opponent going turn 1 Arbor Elf, turn 2 Utopia Sprawl Arbor Elf, and then Collected Company into the combo. So you have a virtual turn 2 kill, or at least a turn 2 infinite life combo. And... not only that, but you also have access to Governing Township, which is sort of a spell land, because it's a powerful ability, and a Horizon Canopy. So if you're flooding, you just cycle your mana base. It's just sweet. Yeah, it is a powerful deck, and we're going to be playing it through a league to see how busted it really is. So hopefully you will join me. If you are enjoying the content, of course, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and I will see you there for run number 1. Alright folks, welcome to run number 1. We're looking at sort of a medium opener here. I think I'm going to keep it anyway, but again, like I'm obviously brand new to this deck. I have no idea what I'm doing, so I'm expecting to make some reasonable amount of mistakes, I assume. But here with this hand we have like our mana is going to be super stable, and we can ramp very, very effectively. And then we can also cycle the canopy, so... Opponent moves to 5 though, so I'm assuming that we may be playing against Tron or Dredge maybe. I would assume that Dredge is a great matchup for us because they can't beat the infinite life combo, but Tron could potentially be a problem. Opponent moves to 3 so far. So Reclaimer Titan is the way to play Titan in Modern right now. I don't like using the word best or better. I think that Reclaimer Titan is a way... with pros and cons, and I think that if you understand those pros and cons, then you can potentially do very well with Reclaimer Amulet. So it is Dredge, which is obviously good for us because they can't reunion us on turn 2 because they moved to 3. Maybe it's not Dredge. Is this not Dredge? Yeah, they were trying to cast the Cathartic Union or whatever, and they realized, oh, I guess I can't. So we're gonna do basic forest. We're gonna put a Utopia Sprawl in here, make some white manases. Then we're gonna make some more white manases. Then we untap this, and I'm gonna play Ranger Captain. We're gonna find Walking Ballista. Is it crazy for me to sack Ranger Captain on their upkeep? How crazy is it for me to sacrifice Ranger Captain on their upkeep when I'm untapping with 6 mana? Like, I know they have a reunion effect. Because they tried to cast it there before realizing that they don't have enough cards. So if their hand is Reunion plus Dredger, this could be a problem. I think I'm just gonna let them... I'm gonna let them have it this turn. And then I'm gonna sack next turn when I have another Ranger Captain. And I can basically double time walk them. Yeah, exactly. So they don't have a Dredger, so this is perfectly fine. Wow, they just pack it. I guess they whiffed again on a Dredger. We had nothing, by the way. We had absolutely nothing, but it didn't matter. So Burrington Fortunator seems great. Oreo Champion seems great. Everything else, both of these. I guess they're probably gonna be bringing in Python Needles, so maybe I want to hold on to the apparitions. And then I probably don't need the 2 Walking Ballistas because my opponent cannot beat Infinite Life anyway. So like this is fine to have, but not necessary. Also, I'm not going to be playing the Ballista for value, right? Like, I'm only going to be playing the Ballista whenever I know that it's lethal. This is turn 4 Infinite Life. We may die by turn 4, however. Opponent moves to 6. I'm going to keep it. What could go wrong, right? But this is turn 4 Infinite Life. Probably not too much for my opponent to do about it. Sprawl off the top. Sprawl or Elf. Just doesn't matter. But like, I assume this matchup is like ridiculously good for us. Close to unlosable, I'd even say. I would even argue for close to unlosable. I guess that because it is close to unlosable, maybe I should have led on Windswept Heath, so we cannot get G-Star. Oh, but the Dredge doesn't play Blood Moon anymore. Never mind. Because now their mana base is actually, you know, stretched in different directions because of the new, yeah. So they don't play Blood Moon anymore. We're fine. Thrill of Discovery. Sting with Imp, Ox of Agonas. Another Imp and a Thug. So Imp times 2 and a Thug. What if we Ballista? Do we gain anything by Ballista in here? The only thing that we gain is we get to win the game on turn 5. Oh no, we get to win the game on turn 4 if we Ballista. I don't need the Ballista to win, I don't think. So I'm just gonna play it out just because. But it does give me a win on turn 4 actually, if my opponent doesn't play some blockers. So there's honestly, it's more of a matter that there's not really a good argument for not playing the Ballista more than anything else. So they're gonna play the Ox here. They get an Amalgam, they discard their hand. It's also a blocker. Creepy Chill, Narcomoebas. Alright, we may actually lose. We may actually lose here. Bloody Geese won't get to attack. So we're gonna get to block here, we're gonna get to ping one of these. So this means that we need the Ballista even less, right? Because we can just win by making infinite power. So here we block and we ping. So I guess as long as we survive this turn, we're good to go. Block, ping, take 3, 6, 10. Doesn't matter. Next turn we gain infinite life, we win. Might as well play this. Gain 2 life. I think that what I want to do, save targets, always yield. Fun! Isn't this fun, chat? Isn't this fun? My opponent did all of that stuff. And then they lost. Now I get to have carpal tunnel. Exactly. What a silly deck. What a stupid deck. I hate this deck so much. I hate this deck so much. See you for the next round. Alright, here we are with round number 2. Opponent reveals Giganta. So I'm assuming they're playing Tron. Is this hand good enough? I think it is, because it has a path to an actual kill, thanks to Heliod plus Ranger Captain. So what we can do is when we can... Oh, never mind. Okay, so we're gonna have to fetch and... Ooh. Ha. Ha ha ha. Is that Winota? I think I'm gonna go with basic forest, sprawl here, naming white. And next turn we can fetch for basic plane, so we can play champion into elf. Gain a life. And then the champion just makes it so my opponent can't... We basically just blank the Soulscar Mage. For we're playing the PTQ without just a Feather's Gain, we can fetch forward, so we turn to... Yeah, that's what's the plan. I don't know. I would probably do it, yeah. I mean, it's a premiere event, so there's gonna be a lot of like this kind of nonsense, and maybe some... Maybe even some mill. Always yes, always yield. And now we get to start growing the Auric champion because Heliod is just nonsense card. No blocks. They have to kill this. They do light up the stage. Get a couple more lands. Another Goyf. Wow, the elf untapped. So what we can do here is we can actually make the Heliod into a creature. Or we can company. The upside of company is, of course, that we can just combo them off. But if we whiff on a Heliod, then that sucks. I think I'm going to go for the conservative play. And I'm going to go for Heliod here. And then I'm going to go for basic planes. And I'm going to play a Ranger Captain. That's going to trigger. Gain a life. We can put a counter probably just on the Auric champ. And then might as well go get a ballista. So now we have a blocker, and if we, my opponent has Soul Scar Mage though, so that's quite important because they can put counters, -1/-1 counters on the Heliod, and that will obviously make it so they can kill it. However, we can just sack the Ranger Captain at any point, and that will make it so Heliod ceases to be a creature, and my opponent cannot respond for that. They cannot respond to that, so like it just they can't do anything about it. And this is the problem, right? Like this is the problem how Heliod just, the deck just in its construction just has so many angles that your opponent literally cannot fight. Exactly. Like my opponent's just backing in it. They're like, what am I supposed to do here? Like if they try to bolt to make this smaller, I take the first bolt, then the second bolt, I just sack this. They can't respond with a third bolt, even if they have the perfect hand. And they wasted 2 bolts to achieve nothing. And I still kill them next turn because they know about the ballista. Like it's just silly. This is just absolutely silly. And I'm forcing my opponent to attack in an angle that literally no deck in the format is ready for. Probably gonna sideboard similarly to what we did last game. I'm probably gonna just straight up cut the Arbor Elves and the Noble Hierarchs. The reason for this is obviously Lava Dart. We get to bring in some Path to Exiles. Giant Killer is kind of interesting, actually. I don't play PTQs. I think that PTQs are just a waste of time because the PT just doesn't exist, sorry. No real point in playing PTQs when you're not qualifying for a PT. I feel like I want more paths because my opponent's playing Glyphs. What do you get if you win the PTQ? You get to qualify for a shitty event that is worse than the Mox. MH2 will make Heliod seem fair? Maybe. I don't know. This seems like a similar spot as the previous one, where I feel like I can cut a Ballista, because Ballista just doesn't kill anything at all. And I'm not killing, like I don't need Ballista to kill my opponent, I can just use Spike Feeder to kill them, so... I feel like a Path to Exile is more valuable. Like, the cost of having the first Ballista is so low that I feel like I'm gonna keep it in the deck, but... What is it, Mox? It's Mox. M-O-C-S. Yeah, Magic on Lab Championship something. It's the tournament that I would have qualified for if I had won the event that I played a couple of weekends ago. It's a very, very exclusive event that it's extremely hard to qualify for. It's really tough to figure out what the last cut is here. Probably the Conclave Mentor. Seems like the worst card in the deck. Like I'd probably rather have a Path than the Conclave Mentor, so I don't get run over. It says for Wizards mocking us. Yeah, that's what they've been doing for the past 5 years or so. This deck is no Titan? Yes, your eyes do not deceive you, because this is a completely different archetype, obviously. It's kind of crazy you have to win an event and then win another event even to play. Well, but then you're playing for like real prizes and you're playing in a real event that has actual high stakes, right? And I'm so slapping this hand. This hand's perfect. Perfect hand. Can you imagine if we find a land and we get to go Auric Champion into Warren turn 4, Standard on turn 2? That would surely be something. And the only problem is that we're going to have to fetch for Temple Garden on turn 1. Too easy. Way too easy. I'm not going to be playing around Blood Moon from my opponent. Which is more of a dream for you, top 8 an old Pro Tour or top 8 the Mox? Well, top 8 an old Pro Tour. And we were talking about that in Spike's channel today, which is the beautiful thing that Magic had was the prestige that comes with having having an event exist and develop for actual years, right? The years had the Pro Tour had actually years in the making. So like you build the prestige there, and then you can like that's what the Pro Tour had. And now that prestige is completely gone forever because they handled everything extremely poorly. So, but that is in my opinion what Wizards handle the worst. My opponent could have K return here, but if they don't have K return, the game is basically over. I guess they can have the 2-mana thingy. Like, I'm not going to play around that, right? Like, we just get caught by it if my opponent has it, but... they could have... can't remember the name. Wild Slash. Wild Slash. They don't flip anything. We could play Heliod. Just gonna company here. Remember watching Pro Tours on weekend and even being a player who never came close. It was just so much fun to watch. Yeah, again, but like the Pro Tour was a lot more attainable, right? Because you had PTQs and Magic Online. You had PTQs at your local game store every now and then. So you had ways to qualify for it. Like there was something to look after. Then they destroy the PT and it's just like... And when you would win a Pro Tour, right? Like when you would play a Pro Tour even, when you were playing a PT, like you had... There was so much glory that went attached to it. There was so much glory and that's the word. Like prestige really is the word that we're looking for here. And that's just not there anymore. That's just gone forever, so... One thing that I have to watch out for here is if I don't kill both of my opponent's Soulscar mages, they can actually just kill my Heliod with burn. So I think I'm going to get these two, even though it means that I don't get to kill them. This deck is just so easy, man. This deck is just way too easy. See you for the next round. Alright, round number 3. Let's see what's up. This is the cannon hands that I'm just like, like I guess I'm keeping, but I don't know. What's up, Scott? Well, it's Know Thy Enemy. In Know Thy Enemy, it's when we put our bad guys' hats on. We become the bad guys for a day. Eldrazi Tron. This seems like potentially a bad matchup for us, actually. This seems like it could potentially be a bad matchup. Because they don't care about like the protection. They don't. I guess maybe they care about the infinite life. But then they have stuff like Ola's Dust that can bring them back into the game. Karn the Great Creator seems problematic with our Walking Ballista. This matchup seems like it could have issues. Yeah, my opponent has a turn 2 Thought. No, that's a strong start. Can't get much better than that, really. Imagine they're gonna go for the Apparition. Now, opponent's not salting. They're saying that it's very lucky for them that I'm not playing Amulet right now. Which I agree. I'd much rather be playing Amulet against Eldrazi Tron than this deck, so I do agree. That is definitely good for them that I'm playing this. Yeah, that's the nuts. Opponent has the nut draw. Not looking good. Not looking good at all. Not looking good at all. So we're taking lethal, so we have to chump. Well, I guess I'm not racing them, right? Like, I'm just not racing them, so I guess I'm gonna just chomp with the Auriok champion, and maybe, I guess that we can trade with the Thought Knot on end step, so. What list of family should I play my next league? I don't know. Probably Karn. We top the Heliod, we could also win if no interaction. We top the Heliod now, yes. If there's no interaction and we top the Heliod exactly this turn, we would win. Heliod? Noble Hierarch. I guess it's free to play the Hierarch, I guess. Because it gains a life. And we're not using the mana. Put a counter, make this a 5/5. Now we can, I guess we trade with the Smasher. The problem is now we can't draw Heliod anymore. We could also chump the Smasher. We could chump the Smasher with Noble Hierarch. I guess at this point we can just... I'm thinking what happens if I kill the Thought Knot and I get to draw one more card. Then the Ballista goes down to a single counter, which means that Heliod is not lethal anymore because Heliod will not come into play as a creature. So that's tough. I think we have to draw Collected Company. So if I block here, we die to Walking Ballista. We die to Walking Ballista. I guess that's fine. But I don't think I can let the Auriok champion go. Okay, I guess we lose to land plus Walking Ballista. We don't just lose to the Walking Ballista. Oh no, because they killed me with the trigger on the stack. So yeah, we would die to Walking Ballista, yeah. You can kill my I can kill my dual response. Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point. But like I'm making this play planning on killing the Thought Knot. Okay, now we're gonna have to chump block. So on... Yeah, I guess I want to do this on upkeep. We're gonna put counters on the ballista on upkeep. If my opponent has... If they have removal, we're effed. Oh, I didn't see which land they got. Oh, they got the mine. It's not looking good for the home team. Not looking good for the home team. So I guess... If opponent attacks with Smasher... If opponent attacks with Smasher... I guess I block with Ballista. I just send everything in front of the Smasher with the exception of Warrior Champion. With the exception of Conclave Mentor. So I guess we do get to gain 2 life here. How are these blocks? We gain 2, we chump here. We trade with Smasher. Yeah, I think these are the best blocks for us. Get a couple of life. I guess even if we find Heliod, we could be in okay shape. We can give this lifelink and then we can attack with it. Gain 2 life, grow this. Potentially make it better next turn. We still die to another Smasher off the top. Never mind. There goes that. Collected Company. What's the reason to do this right now as opposed to any other time? I guess I wait for my opponent to tap out. And then we just try to luck sack. I'm gonna do it now. What a stupid deck, man. I hate this deck so much. I hate this deck so much. Save targets, yield. Well, we're in this. It's not over though. Like my opponent has a bunch of cards that they can use here. Like all this does gets me what else? Card Great Creator would be very, very good right here. These lists are playing Ulamog nowadays. So if my opponent has Ulamog, I would also lose to that. So there's multiple things that I would lose to here. I still feel better than that time you played Ponza. Do you though? I feel like with Ponza we played some nice interactive matches. Like yeah, sometimes we just Blood Moon kids out of the game, but Like overall, it just feels like it was a lot more fun and interactive, and there was stuff happening. Here it was just like, well, he's 4 mana, now I have infinite life because I got lucky. Also, I'm clicking a lot. How do you like all this clicking? But I have to make sure that I gain enough life here. And this is just how it works on MTGO, right? It just is what it is. Let's do... I think I'm gonna start about now. Like, this is fine. $420 life for boss. It's just too much. It's just too much time. It's too time consuming. But in paper, like, I would just tell to my opponent, well, I've established the loop. I am now at like 5 billion life. I'm about even on time. But yeah, you see that they have all this dust, so... I'm asking my opponent, like, we can do whatever you want, like, should I gain more life here, or are you just gonna beat me some other way? Like, I don't mind. I don't mind either way. I don't mind either way, but it's just one of the things where I just, you know, I'd rather ask. While they answer, I'm just gonna continue gaining some life, I guess. I'm just asking my opponent and they're not answering. I'm like, you can just say yes. I'm not gonna get upset. Like, I just want to know if I should continue wasting my time doing this or not. But it's just like by leaving it up in the air, like, it's not like I'm gonna get upset if my opponent, like... I just don't want to waste time because I think this is just bad content. So if they're going to attack me, then I'd rather, you know... Because they're gonna start speeding up 2/2s every single turn from now on. So, like, it's not impossible for them to kill me here. But this is just such, like, it's just a waste of time, you know? Anyway, I think that 200 is going to be fine, so we have to turn off outer yields, and I'm going to remove a counter. We're going to put a counter on Heliod. And now I'm going to gain 2 more life and put another counter on Heliod. There we go. Yeah, so my opponent's attacking me, okay. So you are attacking. You could have just told me. Yeah, they're acting like they didn't understand me, but they did understand me. I don't think that my opponent's an idiot. How am I finding the deck? Just stupid. Like, we just got paired against aggro decks, and we played against Dredge, and all I did, like, my opponent had like a million things, and what I did is I played a Heated on turn 3, which they couldn't interact with, and then I played a Feeder on turn 4, and I won. Even though they had like, they were going super wide. And it's just silly, you know, it's just pretty stupid. They are going to be able to deck me here. And the fact that they drew Karn means that now I have to find either another company so I can pressure the Karn, or I need to find a Cycle of Ration so I can get rid of the Karn. I feel like the stream is missing some value with the soundboard not having the SpongeBob 3 hours later. But I think that is copyrighted stuff, so I don't play copyrighted music. Well, like anything that has any sort of like copyrighted thing. Emrakul, the Promised End. Good to know about that one, I guess. We are ahead on time, which is funny. That's a brutal thing for us to top deck, because now we can't, even if we deal with the Karn, my opponent can now Ranger Captain, fetch Ballista, play it for 0, it dies. Then they Ranger Captain and sack it for no value. So like that was probably the worst thing for us to top deck in the entire deck. Even a Collected Company that whiffs is kind of like, you know, whatever. Like, we just whiffed on a Collected Company, like it's not a big of a deal, but this is actually a brutal top deck, because now that takes the Ballista out of the picture. Vander, who do you think of the follow? Vanderhoy, that's a shitty commentary to make. I don't appreciate that. Let's see if I can find it. That's cool. It's not bad. Can we win here somehow? Well, that's a dead draw. That sucks. We can't really win, can we? We have to find a 2-drop now? Ugh, this is such a struggle now. Oh, they didn't get the Ballista. Oh, they failed to find instead of getting Ballista for 0. Oh. Well, that's big, because now if we find another Ranger Captain, we just... Do we just win? No, we don't just win, but we win on the following turn. Okay, so my opponent's not attacking, so I mean, there's no real point in gaining life with the Spike Feeder. What I can do is I can grow the Skyclave operation, which seems fine if they attempt to kill the Spike Feeder. I assume that they're not going to try to go for that, though. Can we draw Ballista? Yeah, obviously if I find Ballista, that would be great. And even if I find Ballista, that would be even better, because I can win through a removal spell. My opponent could still have some number of dismembers. All this dust. Chalice for 4. Smart. That is smart. Sure. We can still work around that. So what we would do is we would play Ballista for 1. Then I would give lifelink to the apparition, give lifelink to the Ballista, then I would attack, and then I can use Spike Feeder to gain the life in response to my opponent's removal spell. So I'm gonna force the issue with the apparition. Because if I gain life, I can just put the counter on the Ballista, and that gives me the heads up. Then I can gain life with Spike Feeder, then I can gain more life with the Ballista. I guess this deck has a downside, huh? Hola, Tron, ¿cómo andas? Okay, now we don't get the heads up anymore. Oh. I guess we're pivoting, huh? Well. It sucks that I guess we're attacking now. This gives to another creature, right? The problem is I don't want to attack because my opponent knows what they're getting, and if they're getting either a Karn Great Creator or they're getting a Anolis Dust, then that's just really problematic for me, so I actively don't want to trade with my opponent. Put a counter there. This is game 1. Oh, Karn is countered by Chalice. Oh, that's fun. I hadn't thought about that. That's funny. Chalice for 3. We can still win with Ballista. That sucks. Like that really sucks. Like I assume that my opponent was gonna be like, they were honoring their word until now. Like, I don't know what happened there. Chalice of 3 is very annoying. It is obviously annoying, but like we still get to... we can't Coco, no. We have to naturally find the other Ballista. It sucks. It sucks that they weren't attacking, now they are. Well, we can't really trample through, so this doesn't really do that much. Can we find Ballista? Yes. The answer is yes. Good. Wait. Do we have enough mana to make it for 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plus 2. Yeah, we have enough. So I guess we're doing Ballista for 6. Too free. I don't know if it's too free, but like that was timely. That's all I will. That's all I'll say. How the hell do we sideboard in this matchup? Did I do the same thing in my tournament? No, but I'm not asking my opponent to not concede. What I'm asking is for my opponent to stay on their word, right? So I am asking, and I said to my opponent, like, you can say that you will attack me, and that's fine. But then I will know that I need to gain more life. You know what I'm saying? So in a league, that's what I would do. And again, I don't expect my opponent to say that they will concede or anything. But in a big event, I would not concede, and I would not expect people to concede to me. If there's anything on the line, then I'm not expecting people to do anything. If there is stuff on the line, like at the mocks, then I would expect people to, you know, gain every little edge, you know? And by gaining an edge, in this case, we're talking about just, you know, playing by the rules of Moto. So you can, you know, look at it however you want, but... So I keep this. Pass is probably better. Spear is just so bad. I don't like Spear against Tron, but maybe it's like, again, I'm not familiar with the deck, so maybe it's one of those things where, oof. Okay, so having drawn that, I'm going to lead on Temple Garden. I don't know how bad the matchup is, you know, because it could be one of those things where the way that Tron beats you is through doing the Tron thing, you know? And this is where my inexperience in the matchup is going to show. Like, there's just no way around it. But usually, I think the Damping Sphere is pretty bad against Tron, unless your deck is particularly ill-equipped to deal with with the Tron things. Eldrazi Tron specifically, not big Tron. Like that big sphere is obviously great against big Tron. I'm talking about Eldrazi Tron specifically. Warping Whale. That seems fine, right? Play the one they can't interact with first. Play the one they can with second. We even have the answer to their Karn. Seems decent. So I think I'm gonna do this in upkeep. I guess I don't have to do it. I can just threaten it. Well, but I don't want to attack in. I don't want to attack the Matter Reshaper, and then my opponent knows. Oh, they just Ugin. Sure, but now they're dead, right? Now they're dead because they tapped out. So save targets, always yes. Because we can just make both dudes infinitely large. Spike, how's it going? Welcome everybody from Spike's stream. We are being the bad guys today, and boy, do I hate this deck. On Fridays, I do what I like to call Know Thy Enemy. It is a series where I am playing tier 1 decks, so I am playing non-Titan decks. And I like for them to be, you know, good decks. I don't want to play like meme decks or any stuff like that. So I try for them to be real decks. And today we're playing what I think is far and away the best deck in the format, which is Red White Heliod. And I mean, we're off to we're off to a very solid start. We're definitely off to quite a solid start. All right, 3-0-6-0. Deck is unreasonable. Deck is straight up unreasonable. And we're met with yet another great hand. Lol. Lol. Like, what is this deck, right? Like, this is what I'm saying. It's just like, what are we doing here? Ah, the Skull Crack attack. Okay, you got me, opponent. You got me. You got me. What do we got? Ranger Captain and Skyclave. Don't mind if I do. Always yes, always healed. Why don't I easily grind ticks with this deck? Because I don't want to. Like, I don't enjoy the play patterns, and I don't enjoy what the deck is doing. I mean, I have a Ballista already. I think I'm just going to, like, play hard. Although I guess... No, man, this is close. Because Hierarch represents 1 life. Represents 1 life, and it represents more mana. Now I'm just gonna get Ballista, but if I don't find a Heliod or something, then the Ballista is just a better card. And I'm obviously not going to attack because my opponent can kill my Skyclave, and then we get a blue token, and then my opponent can block the Oriole Champion. Searing Blaze, you got it. Gain another life. Grinding text with this deck will ruin your hand. Yeah, that's another big deal, honestly. This doesn't fizzle the Serum Blaze, but it prevents my opponent from double spelling. Just gonna play the first Ballista, I guess. Play the tapped, swing for 1. Gobbo. Sure. So that has to mean that my opponent has at least one more Skullcrack in hand. And if you're wondering why I didn't block the Goblin Guide earlier, it's because my opponent was representing Skullcrack, and Skullcrack says damage can't be prevented this turn. And even though this has pro red, that actually is damage prevention. So Skyclave Apparition. Well, that means that I don't block then. Sure. Apparition that. Tapped land. Conclave Mentor. Swing for 2. Mentor Ballista. Well, I don't know how the game is gonna plan out still. Like, I don't know if I need the Ballista here. I don't know if this Ballista is gonna get answered, and I'm gonna need the second one. That's the point that I'm trying to make. Element, think of the follow there. So more about sequencing Mentor first. I don't understand what does that change. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah. You folks are right. Yeah, for sure. So let's look at these attacks. I think we want to attack like this. If they bolt Apparition, they get a 1/1, we just ping it, so that's fine. But I'm trying to think, what if they don't bolt here? Because I'm trying to think, what happens if I don't... Well, I guess if they do that, we swing for 4, 5, 6. They go down to 7, then we have 4, and we can play the Ballista for 2. Bringing my opponent down to 1, and we gain... No, but we gain a life. That extra point of life is actually quite important. Because it means that I don't like to, like, bolt plus Boros Charm. And in fact, I'm gonna play this Ballista right now. Because now it's lethal because my opponent didn't kill this, so... Sweet. Man, I just loathe this deck. Yeah, same here. Well, this is pretty good. That's pretty good too. Guilty 37, think of a follow. They like the Lura decks back in the day. Yeah, those decks were awesome. Those decks were awesome, and those decks were fair, right? The type of interaction that those decks asked you to play was just, you know, Path to Exile, or later, I guess that Fatal Push wasn't legal while Pod was legal, but like even with the Collected Company decks, Fatal Push was legal, I think, at that point. Like, those decks were great. Like, those decks were the correct power level. Recommend replacing Apparition with Path. Okay, yeah, bouncing. I mean, I'm gonna basically do anything that you say because... wait. Don't you want an answer to Roiling Vortex, though? Don't you want an answer to Roiding Vortex? Isn't that like the way that they get to win? Now you can beat that. Okay. Like I definitely want the other ones, but how about the mana creatures? How about these ones? Do these matter or not? You got 1 Ballista, 1/2 Mentor. Like I'm not gonna play 4 Path to Exiles. This is just bad. I'm not gonna play 4 of these. Trying to learn Amulet. First 2 matches have been Esper Control and Gruul. Jeez. You don't need Ballista. Yeah, that makes sense to me. I've been citing out Ballista a lot, actually, against matchups where the Infinite Life is just enough to win straight up. Would you play a Blast from the Past deck like Melira combo? I would do it for like a Dono League, but I wouldn't play it for myself, no. The elves seem kind of weak. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but like we're on the draw against Burn, though. Maybe a couple of operations. I just really don't know how much on the Path to Exile plan I am. We can do something like this, I guess. Although I guess Ranger Captain in this case finds Burnt or Force Tender. So I don't know if you're playing Force Tender in your list, Andrea, but like it seems like getting Force Tender could be a big deal. Skyclave since comes to reason. The way the games go, you can't commit to a turn 3 operation. That actually makes a lot of sense, particularly on the play, I assume. I bored out Helia. That's hilarious. Wow. Perfect mana. Perfect mana. Probably have to ship this hand. I guess we keep this one. Actually, I guess I'm shipping that one. Because I can probably sequence my other lands as to not have to shock. Still burn mana with Amulet? Probably, honestly. Oh, that's a good draw. I'm probably still gonna go turn 1 Prismatic Vista, though. Like, this just comes down and it's just like, oh yeah, nice. Nice gobbo. Nice gobbo, kid. And I am definitely blocking here if my opponent attacks, because even if they have Skullcrack, we get to at least prevent the damage from the Skullcrack. First of all, we force the issue of the Skullcrack, and second of all, we can play around it. Roll and protect. Yeah, this is the card that I was scared about. Yeah. That sucks a little bit. Probably playing that. Actually, no. Let's play Ranger Captain next turn. We can do Ranger Captain plus tap land. Oh, I can't prevent the damage from Skullcrack? Oh, very good to know then. I assume that you could. That's obviously a huge deal. Definitely great to know about that. Gonna get Ballista here. Play this tapped. Skylight seems way better than Path here. That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking. Like this card seems legit problematic for us. Like, I don't think it's easy at all for us to beat that card. Interesting that they killed the ranger. Collected company sounds good. Oops, I misclicked there. I really wanted to attack. I hope we don't lose to that 1 point of damage that I missed. Can we afford to play on a Skullcrack? Well, I mean, no, we can't. This is gonna kill us. Like we're under so much pressure from that. I have to operation it. I have to operation it for sure. Now the question is, do I get Spike Feed or do I get... I think I just get Oriok Champ. I imagine they're gonna pay 1 on the way out so I don't gain that 1 point. They don't. Okay. They get it 2-2, but that seems fine. We gain another life. I am very confused. Why would they not pay there? And now they can't prevent me from gaining life. Ballista for 3. We kill the illusion. I think so, right? We kill the illusion, we swing for 2. I guess we swing for 1. This is complicated. We kill the illusion. We get to swing with... We can also just do nothing. That's also another option. But it feels like we're at a point where every tiny point of damage, and like the point of damage that I missed on the previous turn could also be a big deal too. Diaz, thank you for the follow. I think we have to do this. We do get... I think I'm going to attack with the Oriok Champ here, so they can't block. We can use the Forge Tender to block if need be. Holding back that Tender was correct. Well, not in that turn, because I'm playing towards getting there with company, right? Like, I have to get there with company, otherwise I just lose. King Babar, thank you for the follow. Tengo acostumbrado a verte con los audífonos puestos que pensé que te había quitado las orejas. Skewer the critics seems fine. Now, we just got onboard tricks here. Put counters. Gain life. Gain life. Swing with the dudes. You have to chump Ballista, and then we just ping them to death. Sweet. Estoy tan acostumbrado a verte con los audífonos puestos. ¿Eso? Is that what you're saying? Argentinians speak really quickly. All right, see you for the last round. We're currently 8-0. Nice. All right, folks. This is for the 5-0. This is for complete glory. We ship this one, right? We got a couple of canopies, but that's not enough to offset the fact that that hand was shitty. Now this hand, though. This hand slaps. Turn 3 infinite life. No big. No big. I think we send one of the dorks. And I'm going to send Hierarch because the other one's the better dork. Oh. Well, I guess doesn't matter. Playing against Tron, which is one of our worst matchups. So they're gonna have the turn 3 Tron. They're gonna have the turn 3 Tron. I'm supposed to feed her first, right? I'm supposed to feed her first. I'm assuming mono green. It could be Eldrazi Tron, but I'm assuming mono green. If we're assuming mono green, I'm supposed to lead with Spike Feeder. Because that means that I can attack. I can pressure the card next turn if my opponent doesn't do the thing. If mono green Feeder, if he Tron heal it. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking. So I'm thinking that my opponent's on big Tron, so we're gonna go for this. So our best draw here would be... Is it Utopia's Pro? Chalice for 3. Well, that's fucked up. So I guess it is Eldrazi Tron. Yeah, X equals 3 is just devastating. Nobody saw that one coming? No, not really. Now we want to draw Coco. I feel like you would say that all the time, every time. Smasher. I mean, we have, if we company here, we can kill them if we find Heliod plus the dude. Right? The 2-drop. No such luck, however. One is upticking. Okay. I'm not cantripping main phase because I might find a company. I don't want my opponent to be able to thought knot it. So I'm just gonna cantrip. I'm just gonna cycle Canopy on end step, I think. Second main phase Smasher. It's a classic play. Classic play. That Chalice was brutal. I guess I should have played Heliod, huh? If only I could have known. If only I could have known. They didn't crack stone, and they also did not charge it, which is super weird to me. So they just did nothing with it. Can gain infinite life now. There's a chalice and 3, so no. We can't. What I can do is I can make counters happen. Seems worth it to do this here. So the way this works is with this guy in play, you remove +1 counter and you put a +1/+1 counter on target creature, so you choose itself and you get 1 free counter. And now this 2's blow up. I guess I gain a couple life for my troubles. Okay. It's not a dead draw. It's not a dead draw. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. One, two, three. I mean, okay. I mean, this is a big ass spike feeder. Why is no point attacking? I don't know. I mean, they can't attack now, but up until this point, I don't know why they were not attacking. This deck has so many like small, tiny little synergies here. Sure. Speed that up a little bit more. Eight. 9. So now we can start attacking. Just your casual 11/11 spike feeder. Put my opponent in a 2-turn clock. And I can't even die because I can't die even because I can just gain 22 life if I need to. The little spike feeder that could. The little spike feeder that could. Funny thing, they couldn't even Karn 4 bridge, which is hilarious. So I can just make my dude smaller and then make it bigger on the attacks. That's so funny. I think I sideboarded like that last time. It has to be wrong. Do I want to bring a couple of damping spheres? It's just the Aurok champions just seems so bad. Like they do have a little bit of synergy going on, but at the same time, they only win with. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So that's the split that I was thinking. And then we just keep the rest. Like, I'm not gonna bring in 4 spheres. I'm not gonna bring in the 4. Like, I don't think I want more than 2. Sure. His hand kind of slaps, honestly. All right. Is my opponent gonna have turn 3 Tron again? Man, if we had been on the play and I'd been able to turn 2, like, take care of the expedition map. Sure. Is there a reason to do this main? I don't think so. I don't think there's any reason to do that main. Torpor hits Thought Knot. Well, I mean, the apparition is a lot more relevant than the Thought Knot, right? But here we get to play around all this Dust Arena by just passing. Eugene. Eugene ain't bad though. Wait till end the same. Yeah, obviously that's what I'm doing. This don't whiff. Sad face. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking whether I want to Apparition for Devotion or I want to... I think I want to Apparition to make Devotion and then swing everything at Ugin. My opponent can trade with the Conclave Mentor. And that undoes the Heliod, but I think that's fine. But I think it's important to send with all 3 so I can actually clear the Ugin. Because that will severely hurt their mana. They could have Dismember for the Apparition, but like that's, you know, whatever. You got me. They do get to draw a card from the 2/2. But getting rid of the Ugin seems like a big priority here. They do have the Dismember, which sucks. Dismember sucks. I think I just have to sack Ranger. I think I just have to sack Ranger here. Dismember is such a big deal there. God damn it. Now I don't pressure the Ugin at all. They get to draw a card. Guess I put a counter on the Arbor Elf. So then I can attack through 2/2s. And then play Damp Sphere. Sphere is not awful, but my opponent has 7 mana, right? And that's why I was prioritizing getting rid of that stupid Ugin, because this represents more mana. Like this allows my opponent to do big mana stuff, even through the Dumping Sphere. It does blow up their Torpor Orb if they want to blow up the Damp Sphere, which is funny. Ugin is a Eye of Ugin? Yeah, exactly. But it also works for other colorless spells. Eye of Ugin was only for Eldrazi. Ugin it just works for Torpor Orbs and Expedition maps and Mind Stones. We're not in insane shape here. We are not in we can't ever win shape either, however, which is nice. But obviously, like, that dismember was, it just swung the game. Like, I feel like if we are able to kill the Ugin and we have like a Ranger Captain, Skyclave, and the Heliod Sinning, like, we are just in such great shape. And now we are not. Like, we're still playing this game. Like, it's still not. Yeah, that one is really good. That one is really, really good. That's too much, right? That's just too much. Do we have outs at this point? We play Apparition, we get nothing. Then we swing at Karn. They block, they block, and well, I guess they can just kill the other Apparition and just Helio disappears. They have so much agency about how this game plays out, though. We can still draw Collected Company. We can still draw Collected Company. I'm gonna give lifelink to the Arbor Elf. Yeah, that doesn't really matter too much. Like, the timing of it doesn't matter. Like, it obviously, the play matters. The timing of it doesn't. So this gets lifelink. And I guess I give a counter to the Apparition. I'm gonna give a counter to the Heliod, actually. Three, 4, 5, 6. Opponent has 8 mana. Put the counter of Damping Sphere. Xwell, I'm not PTQing because the PT is dead. So if they bring back the PT, I'm gonna PT again. But whatever they are doing on Arena, that's not what I'm looking for. What else you use QPs for? I mean, it's not about the QPs, it's about my time, right? It's a fair top deck. That's a fair top deck. Would you play Arena if you play Pupa Milton? Oh yeah, I mean, I do play Arena. It's not that I don't play Arena. I draft a lot on Arena, actually. But I don't think of Arena as a, you know, a competitive game. I think of it as just a game that I play for fun. The competitive scene on Arena is just not it, you know? Doesn't really do too much. You would sandbag the Mentor? Why? My opponent's playing a Chalice deck, right? I guess if they had Chalice, they would Chalice on 3 anyway. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. Maybe sandbagging the Mentor was the line there. The issue is that I don't think that the Mentor is the difference between winning and losing, you know? Like, I either find a collected company or I don't. Pie, you gon' to be kidding me. That's pretty funny. Orb is pretty rough. So far, it has stopped more cards from my opponent than it has stopped my cards. I guess that's not true because he stopped 2 operations and a ranger captain. So no, I guess that's just not true. Stopped almost as much. Do they have another ballista? They have Sky Sovereign. Damn, son. The boat. The boat. I think we're good here. I think I'm ready to submit again. How are we feeling, chat, about this one? How are we feeling? I'm seeing so many love this hand, keep, and I'm seeing the Mole keep. Goddamn it, Ursa. Keep and lose. Eldrazi Tron, game 3, house. Without, I mean, I don't think the elf helps that much, right? We have the combo, Gavony plus Mentor. Dragon, think of the follow. Be honest, I want to see you more tournaments. You always get so far, and it's like watching a sporting event for me. I can just sit and eat my popcorn and yell at the screen. Feels good. There you go. All right, I'm seeing some sneeps, so I'm gonna keep it. Just stop the good cards like a idiot gamer, exactly. Since Sabat, thank you for the follow. Well, I'm not gonna play Damping Sphere on turn 2. I'm gonna play Conclave Mentor, right? Never mind. I'm playing the Sphere on 2. Because this means that they can turn to Thought, not me, right? So, ugh. Oh man, having drawn the second Mentor is brutal. Because if I Mentor here, next turn I can Mentor plus Fear. So if I go Mentor here, we get to put a ton of pressure on my opponent. Jammer, no, thank you for the follow. That's the point. I cannot Sphere now and then Mentor, because this card has text. So that's exactly the problem. That is exactly the problem. I think I'm going to Mentor first. Because otherwise we're just setting ourselves behind a fair amount. Like if they have second Temple into Thought Knot, just like, alright, sweet, dodged. Sorcerer Spyglass doesn't do shit. I guess they can name Prismatic Vista. Or they can name Gabony Township. I mean, they probably should name Gavany Township here. Like, these dudes are threatening to do the thing fairly quickly. They name Spike Feeder. Okay. Good, I guess another forest here. Mentor. Damping Sphere. Please don't Blast Zone me. These are two 5/5s. This is, I have my opponent on a 2-turn clock right now. Torpor, nice. They have this member. Opponent confirmed Laxac. No land drop. All right. We Heliod here, right? Yeah. Yeah. We Heliod lifelink. It's just so much better. Second Dismember. No Dismember. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Karn the Great Creator. Cute. Cute. Gracias. So they're gonna get to bridge me next turn. Damn it. Even if I had like a stupid 1-1. If I had a stupid 1-1 or something, I could be doing stuff. I can't believe they got the card on the last possible turn, man. Yeah, that was... I honestly forgot that they could do that. That was ridiculous. I know that I have to attack, but like, just chill. Like, it's fine. Like, it just doesn't matter. But I have, you know, I can make plays. Like, just let me think about my options. Let me think if I'm missing some interaction. Now they're gonna go get bridge, and I have no answers for ensnare bridge, so I'm just locked out here, I think. Yeah, I think we don't have an out in our entire deck because the Torpor plus ensnare bridge. Good stuff, good stuff. Yeah, we can't win with Ballista because Karn is a card. So what we needed to do is we needed to find something. We needed to find some way of like any dorky creature. We needed to find some dorky creature that could attack to the bridge, and then we could activate Township on attack step. But now my opponent is down to 3 cards. So my outs are getting slimmer and slimmer. It doesn't get anything. We can't attack with Heliod. Yeah, I think my opponent's just gonna get... They're gonna get from under the bridge. Smasher. Yeah. Fuck. Noble does get past the bridge. Yeah, but only for a limited time, right? Okay. Talk to me. So here we're gonna trade with the Smasher. I think the window is closing. Yeah, okay, the window has officially closed now. Window has officially closed. Why aren't we also gaining life there? Because there's no point. Grafdigger's Cage. That's actually really bad for us, because like our only out was to somehow spike a Coco and take it from there. Now do we even have outs? Wow, Karn just came down and just dominated the entire game. So my opponent's just playing Tron Prison over there. Yes. Yes. Oh, that's amazing. That is so sick. I guess the clock is my win con now. The clock is my win con. But Ballista basically just locks me out, right? Yeah, alright. So we're gonna do like they going out in style play, which is to do this. And then we're gonna concede the game. Their Wi-Fi may cut out. We have outs, yeah. All right. 4-1. Not a bad start. Not a bad start. Just 4-0, 2-0, 2-0, 2-0, 2-0, and then like we lost against Eldrazi Tron in the last one. This deck is kind of messed up. It's pretty funny actually that there's no answers. Like it's straight up a lock. Like Torpor plus Instant Bridge is literally a lock out of Karn the Great Creator, because we have no other answers to Karn. We have no other answers to artifacts besides the 4 apparitions. So that's pretty funny. But yeah, I mean this deck is messed up. We're gonna play another league. But that's gonna be it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll see you for the next league. Bye bye.